Hello everybody and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John and today I've got a review of Sour, and this is by Tony Evans. I almost said witches instead of sour, which is going to kind of give away what this book is about, of course, and that is that it is about a witch or witches, and both of whom are particularly nasty. So in this book, you've got this fellow by the name of Sam Fletcher. Now, the whole thing is broken up into a prologue, and then you've got three parts or chapters. Well, you got three parts, and each one is broken up into little chapters. So anyway, let's start with the prologue. So in the prologue, you got this guy named Sam, you got his wife, and he's got a 6-year-old little boy named Danny. You know, Danny's playing with his blocks or playing with toys or whatever. I think he's reading a Berenstain Bears book. Is that how you pronounce that? Is Berenstain? That's what it looks like on the thing. But anyway, all of a sudden, the wife and his mom and dad, Sam and his mom, I can't remember her name, but they're arguing, all right? And then Danny's like, "Daddy, the sky is moving," or "the sky is coming toward us," or something like that. And all hell breaks loose. You got all these crows, and then all of a sudden this witch appears, okay? And the reason this witch appears at Sam and his wife's place and all is because Sam took something from her that he should not have taken. And this is a good example of you don't mess with a witch, because she will or they will find a way to get you back. So what this witch does, and this is still, like I said, this is the prologue. This witch takes Danny's soul and just leaves Danny for dead. All right? Pretty devastating thing to do to somebody. All right, so now we get away from the prologue, we cut to 2 years later. Now this took place in 2017, it is now 2019. So Sam and his best friend, Anthony. Now a little history on Anthony. I think Sam's dad found Anthony. His mom and dad were doing some really bad, nasty stuff to this kid. I mean, they were making him do things that you should not make a child do, all right? And they were locking him down in a basement. If they didn't like what he was doing, no, they'll just lock him in the basement. So they rescued this kid from this. So Sam and Anthony are the best of friends. They've been the best of friends ever since they were little kids. Well, now Anthony is with Sam, and they have abducted this witch, and they want her to tell Sam what she did with his son's soul, because he wants to be able to get his soul back and bring Danny back to life. Now here's where things kind of get a little bit into the whole Pet Cemetery thing, all right? Because if you remember in Pet Cemetery, if you took too long to do something with somebody, you took too long to bury them, they came back even worse than they were. I mean, it's like with Lewis Creed's little boy Gage. When he buried him, the kid came back. He was just, man, this kid was evil, all right? So anyway, you know, you got a situation where these two guys think that because they've captured this witch, they're going to just make her tell them everything she knows about where this kid, where his son's soul is. They're going to do all kinds of things to her. What they don't realize is that this witch, if she didn't want to be captured, then guess what? She wasn't going to be captured. That's the whole point of this. And this witch, man, to put it mildly, she messes with these guys just so awful bad, you know, that they don't know their proverbial butt from a hole in the ground, so to speak. And now I'm going to go back on this. So let me give you a little description of this witch, because we do know there are different types of witches. You got your witch like that like from the movie The Witch. You got that kind of witch, all right? The old hag, you know, like that. It takes babies and rubs them, makes oil out of them, and so they can fly. And then you got the ones also from that same movie, like Anya Taylor-Joy's character, the beautiful young witch. Well, no, that's not what this is. This is one of the ugly old hags. And like I said, she just messes with these two guys like it's nobody's business, all right? So how do you defeat a witch that can just do so many horrible things? She's got poor Anthony. She's got him seeing things, reliving his childhood. She's just messing with this fella. And the same thing goes with Sam, too. She's messing with him, too. So how do you defeat something that, A, if they didn't want to be captured, they wouldn't have been captured. And B, once they do capture you, they just make your life an even more living hell than what it was. All right? What do you do then? Well, here's what you do, and this is all I'm going to say. About this book, and that is you go and find yourself an even more evil and even more sinister witch that doesn't necessarily like this particular type of witch. That's what you do. And that is all I'm going to say. I don't want to say anything more about the plot of this book. It's a novella. It's 158 pages. Yeah, I like this. I wondered when I read it, why did they call this the thing, call it sour? But it's like I said, if you wait too long to bring somebody back to life, then that means that they've gone sour. In other words, they've started to rot, and weird things happen to them while, in between that, all right? So if you don't get to them in time, they're not going to be the same. So now how did I like this book? I noticed when I looked at a few other people's reviews, some people didn't really like this. I liked it. I liked it a hell of a lot. I'm going to give it 4 stars. There were a few times that I thought, trying to think, I might have got a little bit, I don't know really how to describe it, I'm not really sure why I gave it 4 stars. It's not a 5-star read to me, but it's still a damn good read, okay? I kind of see this one as like an Appalachian fairy tale, or kind of like Tony Evans. I got the impression that it's almost like I was sitting around with this fella and he's just sitting and telling me this story about this witch and about this fella Sam and about his wife and about Danny and Anthony and all. So I kind of like that kind of intimacy when while I'm reading the story, how it's being told. All right, like I said, it read to me like an Appalachian folk tale is the way it read, and I actually pretty much enjoyed that quite a bit. I guess I need to hold up the cover for you because I don't think I've done that any time since I started this. But anyway, there it is. And it's a really cool cover. You got this haggard looking thing back here, and you got the skulls. And if you look, these are definitely, I'm pretty sure, the skulls of children, because that's what this witch does, is she collects the skulls, or the souls, of children. And some of them she holds for herself, but other ones she holds for this entity. Now, let me find the name of this entity. I'll give it to you. I almost forgot to mention him because he's pretty bad news. He's pretty much the devil himself. The one who walks in darkness. That's another thing that that Sam and Anthony have to go up against, this thing called the monster who walks in darkness. And the witch that they go to for help, she kind of provides them with a little bit of help, but that's all I'm going to say. Anyway, that is my review of Sour. I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. All right. And until then, I'm going to post this on Monday afternoon. Until then, you guys take care. It is the weekend. It's a Saturday night. I've got to work tonight. But anyway, got to make a living somehow. So anyway, you guys take care and please be safe out there. Bye-bye.